Welcome back to Barclays Center as we continue to get you ready for the Nets and Bucks here on this Sunday night. And I'm joined here on set, and I'm so happy you're here. The senior NBA insider for Hoops Hype. This is Michael Scotto. We talk all the time off the air. Now we get to talk on the air. I'm so excited about this, Michael. Thank you for joining us. And since the Bucks are in the building here tonight, there's a lot of rumors going around about Giannis. What's the latest about the Bucks superstar?
Sure thing, Chris. Happy to join you as well. For Milwaukee right now, and talking with their front office people, they still want to build around Giannis. I know there's been a lot of noise and a lot of smoke about conversations they've had. They talk frequently all the time. Giannis is a guy that loves Milwaukee. He has always wanted every reason to continue to stay there. Milwaukee made the big splash to go get Miles Turner. They stretched Damian Lillard's contract. They're still active on the trade market now, looking to see if they can find another piece to help build this Bucks team with Giannis. They've gotten good play out of A.J. Green. Ryan Rollins has been a most improved player of the year. At this moment, they're still looking to build around Giannis going forward.
And Kevin Porter Jr. came back. He's been playing well since he came back. So where there was smoke, maybe not some fire in this instance.
Well, and Chris, and also talking to rival executives that have interest in trading for Giannis, they've told me they don't think Milwaukee wants to move him right now. They're obviously having those direct conversations with Bucks GM John Horst, and they're not getting the sense that he's looking to pull the trigger right now. And big picture, Chris, if Giannis remains past the trade deadline, Milwaukee has an opportunity in the offseason where they can offer him a huge contract extension. And at that point, if he remains on the roster, that's going to be the needle moving point, because once and for all, you're going to know if he extends, he's happy and he wants to stay. And if he doesn't, then the future's up in the air and Milwaukee has to make a decision. And other teams are going to know by the time that extension deadline comes where Giannis Antetokounmpo ultimately stands. None of this through the media, none of this through the agent. Where do you stand?
So he has this leverage once he hits the summer, and let's be honest, he's the superstar. The ball is always going to be in Giannis Antetokounmpo's court here,
100%.
Michael. Let's move on now to Anthony Davis. Now, he wants an extension or a trade. What do you think is going to shake out with Anthony Davis?
Well, Chris, first of all, you hit it on the head. For Anthony Davis right now, obviously a big part of the blockbuster trade for Luka Doncic. He hasn't been able to stay healthy at this point for Dallas, but he's come back now and they've started to play better. For Dallas, right now, from talking to people there, they're in an evaluation period. They want to see how Anthony Davis plays with their prized rookie, Cooper Flagg, and eventually, in an ideal world, if Kyrie Irving could come back. Don't know if that's going to happen yet, but ultimately, they think that team is better than their record now. They've had a ton of injuries. Derek Lively's now out for a substantial amount of time as well. And for Anthony Davis to build up his value, whether it's for a contract extension or a trade, he needs to play. He needs to continue to show that he's that guy when he's healthy that's been a perennial all-star.
Yeah, and the injuries have really hurt Dallas this season. You alluded to it. I'll bring it back around. Derek Lively out for the season, as you mentioned. Kyrie Irving is a question mark, but it begs to question here, Michael, if he did come back, it would be so interesting to see Kyrie, AD, and Cooper Flagg get a run before the season ends. Do you think we're going to see that or no?
I mean, I've always been cautioned that they want to take it easy with Kyrie. They want him, obviously, there long-term. I know originally some people wondered around the league, well, would they look to move him? I've never gotten that sense. A former Nets executive, Matt Riccardi, by the way, is now the acting GM, co-GM with Michael Finley in Dallas. He's got a close relationship with Kyrie. He values him as a player. I've never gotten the sense that they want to move off of Kyrie. They value him there, and he's been a good fit in Dallas. So to your point, it would be an intriguing fit for that trio. Cooper Flagg to this point has primarily been their top ball handler as a point guard. Jason Kidd did that previously with Giannis Antetokounmpo when he was the Bucks coach. He's looking to do the same thing now to expand Cooper's game. But ultimately, when Kyrie Irving comes back, whether it's this year or whether it's next year, the ultimate plan is that he would be the primary ball handler. You have Cooper Flagg on the wing, and if AD is going to be there, that's your big down low. Ideally, that's how most teams want to build. You want to have a star guard, a really good player on the wing, and a big man that can make a difference. Dallas has that. What they have not had is health, as you alluded to, Chris.
Yeah, now, December 14th today, tomorrow, Michael, it's the first big day in the NBA calendar.
Yes, it is.
A lot of free agents are eligible to be traded, a lot of the 2025 free agents who signed this offseason. So let's start with the point guards. Where are you seeing maybe some of the point guards going?
Sure. I mean, right now, when December 15 rolls around, you're looking at like 90% of the league is now going to be available to be traded. So it's a large number. Regarding the point guard market, there's 4 point guards that executives around the league are looking at as potential trade candidates. I don't know if it applies to the December 15th rule, but more so in general to your question about the point guards. First of all, you've got John Morant with the Memphis Grizzlies.
Right.
He's drawn interest from the Minnesota Timberwolves, who need a true point guard if they're going to make a run. The Sacramento Kings looked at it. They're also in a weird transition with their 3 older veterans and what they're going to do there. You've got Trae Young in Atlanta. They didn't get an extension done in the offseason. He's been hurt this year. And talking with Hawks officials, they're hoping that he can come back at some point later this month. He needs to assimilate himself with this group and see what they have. Kristaps Porzingis has also been out as well. He's going to be out at least another 2 weeks now. Today that came out. So they're trying to figure out what to do there, and if he's ultimately a good fit pairing with Jalen Johnson, their rising forward, who I think could be an all-star this year potentially if they continue to win. They've also had a better defensive rating without Trae. Something to consider for the summer when he has a player option, and now executives are thinking he may have to pick that up.
And what about LaMelo Ball?
You bring up LaMelo Ball was 3rd on my list. LaMelo Ball, his whole career has had some trouble with ankle injuries. And for Charlotte, Knippel has essentially become the face of the franchise of that team, and he's a Rookie of the Year candidate. Now for Charlotte, you've got a guy that's on a pretty much a max contract in LaMelo, hasn't been able to stay healthy. To my understanding, they still want to see what it looks like with LaMelo, Brandon Miller, who's also been hurt, Knippel, and the rest of that team with Miles Bridges as well. They think if they're healthy, they could be a play-in team. But again, big if. Last but not least, I want to throw another name at you, Chris. Darius Garland of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Coming off a great regular season last year, the Cleveland Cavaliers to this point have underwhelmed this year. They've also dealt with injuries as well. Evan Mobley's out now. But with that said, the backcourt of Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell has always been under a microscope around the league, because before Donovan Mitchell got there, Darius Garland was an all-star, and before he had his toe injuries. Some teams believe that if he was their main guy, he could be a difference maker. So I think there's going to be a lot of interest in him before this trade deadline. And if he doesn't get moved, especially over the summer, and I wouldn't put it past the Brooklyn Nets right here to take a look as well. Personally, it's just, that's just my assessment, Chris. But file that one under your cap for down the road.
I definitely will. Now let's take a look at the forwards, and Lauri Markkanen pops off the page first.
Absolutely. You hit it on the head. He had a great summer with Finland. He has transitioned that this season, averaging almost like 30 points a game. What's interesting about Lauri is when you talk to executives around the league, a lot of teams have been linked to him in the past, whether it's the San Antonio Spurs to get a 4 next to Victor Wembanyama, the Memphis Grizzlies after they made the blockbuster Desmond Bane trade because they have a lot of draft picks, and the Detroit Pistons because J.B. Bickerstaff was his former coach with the Cleveland Cavaliers, remains very high on him. However, with that said, to my understanding, Utah wants to build around Lauri Markkanen, and what they want to do ideally, they have a ton of cap space this summer. Use it to make the roster better. If they're going to be in the lottery this year, they hope that that's the last time for the foreseeable future where they could start to build this thing and make it a run. You re-sign Walker Kessler, but you wait to do that last after you use your cap space. Big picture, that's what Utah's thinking. Lauri draws a ton of interest around the league, but right now Utah wants to hold on to him and really try to make a run for the future to improve this team and start to win.
All right, Michael, thank you so much for everything you just gave us. Finally, we're not talking off the air, we're talking on the air. Michael Scotto, thank you so much for joining us as Senior NBA Insider for Hoops Hype. We're going to step aside, take another break. When we come back here to Barclays Center. Opening tip is not too far away. We're back in Brooklyn right after this.